The big bad wolf of the fashion industry. Fast fashion. Ugh. Grab your tea, sit back, and prepare to have your mind blown. You're not gonna be ready for this. Also, a moment of appreciation for this top I made. She's cute. It's the Vicky So's Georgia blouse. Love it. And even the back is fab. Oh, so gorgeous. Anyway, back to this whole fast fashion thing. Hi, my name is Miriam Keegan and I'm a Fulbright student in the USA from Ireland studying sustainable fashion. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the button below and make sure you hit the bell button for when I send out my next video, because it's going to be all about sustainable fashion, working in the industry, and most importantly, sustainability. Oh, and there'll definitely be a bit of sewing too, because like, I mean, come on, this is pretty cool. I'm on a journey to make way better decisions than I did before in fashion through my consumption and my design work as well. So I'd love for you to join me and follow me with it. Okay, let's start from the very beginning. Where did fast fashion come from? Before the Industrial Revolution, which was way back, we were expected to tend animals, to sheep, grow crops like flax, and spin yarn by hand to make our garments from scratch. Thanks to the Industrial Revolution, we were able to create things called sewing machines that helped speed up the whole process of making garments. Another issue with the Industrial Revolution was the problem with child labor and lack of health conditions and good working conditions for workers, so they decided eventually to ship the problem elsewhere. Between the 1960s and the 1990s, the USA and Europe were the largest manufacturers in the world of garments. They also noticed that if they were to outsource their manufacturing to more developing countries, it would cost them a lot less. And so, this is where the fast fashion model began. While I can't put a specific time and date on it, it is from this trend of outsourcing our manufacturing to countries that are much more developing than our developed economies like the USA and Europe. This is where it really began to, I suppose, explode. The 1990s and the 2000s were when it really boomed, and by 2030 the fast fashion industry is going to be worth over $200 billion, which is huge, massive industry, big deal. So it's definitely not slowing down anytime soon. I want to know, have you heard about fast fashion before, and what does it mean to you? I'd love to hear it down below if you comment. So the fast fashion industry is probably the opposite to sustainable fashion in a way. So if you check out my previous video on explaining sustainable fashion, you'll get what I mean. But it goes down to certain categories of what sustainable or fast fashion business is all about. Is that we can't guarantee that labor compliance is guaranteed for the people who are manufacturing our clothes. So we don't know, are they earning living wages? Are they working in a squalid factory that could collapse any day soon? Is there electricity wires that are, you know, left exposed for, you know, people to... Number one, fast fashion is based on overconsumption. The more they make, the more they buy. The more we buy, I mean. The more we buy, the more they make. It's a vicious cycle. And it's something that every single one of us has fallen trap into. The game is rigged for consumers. So don't be hard on yourself. Once you see fast fashion and these brands, if you get inundated with emails every single day from these brands saying, oh, big sale on, like 60% off, or I've seen before 99% off, that's just crazy. But if you keep seeing these kind of things, you're gonna be like, oh no, that is definitely a fast fashion brand because I just bought from them last week and they're expecting me to buy again. You know what I mean? These kind of things are issues with fast fashion. They just want you to overconsume constantly because they're churning out trends like it's literally going out of fashion, because it is, because they're just trends. See what I mean? This then feeds into, I suppose, the fast fashion model of seasonless seasons, if that makes sense. Like collections that are pretty much seasonless, like they come out every week. There's one brand that churns out 5,000 to 6,000 new items a day, not a year, a day, based on AI computers that are picking up trends that they see on like social media and Instagram and that, and they're creating designs from that and then churning it out in the factories and then sending it to us in terrible quality. But another thing that fast fashion brands don't care about, well, I would say that's a little harsh that they don't care, but they just don't show enough consideration towards, is the workers that they have. Because we've outsourced most of our manufacturing, we don't see our workers every single day when we walk into the office to see how they're doing, to see is there something up with the machines that they're working with. Are they getting paid on time? Are they getting paid a living wage? Are they getting health care? Are they able to save money for themselves? So many things that we just don't see anymore because fast fashion is mainly outsourced in like Asia. As people who work in fashion but also consume fashion, we don't go into our office every day and see these garment workers, unfortunately. There is a good few still in the Western world, but the majority are in Asia. One of the other problems to do with fast fashion is the materials. If I see another polyester garment being donated to like Goodwill that has a certain fast fashion label on it attached, I'm gonna lose my mind. And it's only been in the last year that I've noticed this. It's so scary. But all of these garments are made of polyester. Not every single one of them, but you know what I mean. Majority of them are made of polyester. Polyester comes from oil. That can't be good for your skin. I'm sorry, it just can't be. Just avoid it if you can. But you will notice that a lot of fast fashion brands will use it because it's much cheaper to create polyester than it is to cultivate like cotton and linen and flax and hemp. Well, no, sorry, linen and flax is the same thing. Linen, hemp and bamboo. Just be mindful about how much polyester you're consuming into your own wardrobe. Another problem with fast fashion brands, previously a lot of them have done free returns, but it's their supply chains and transporting that are causing huge carbon mileage footprints that they don't control, they don't monitor, they don't try and improve, because it's obviously just not that big of an issue for them. Of course it would be an issue for them if they're costing them lots and lots of money, but because they're shipping out so much, it's pretty negligible to them. As you as a consumer who wants to be more mindful about what you're shopping for, check the label of your clothes. See, where is it actually made? A lot of the time it will be thousands and thousands of miles away from where you're living right now. So consider what was the journey it took from your clothing to be created to where it is now in your wardrobe or on you right now. That is one long journey. And finally, greenwashing. Greenwashing is when brands claim they're being more sustainable than they actually are. And that is the problem that we face with fast fashion brands. They are maybe using one material such as organic cotton and they're all of a sudden sustainable. The issue with this is that it almost tricks the consumer into thinking, oh, I don't have to feel as bad anymore about buying so much clothes because, well, I'm buying sustainable clothes because it's organic cotton. But do you know where it was actually made? Do these workers earn a living wage? How far did it take to get to your wardrobe? These are so many other little considerations that you need to take to be mindful of when you're shopping. It doesn't matter if you're shopping sustainable fashion or even fast fashion, because sometimes it's completely unavoidable. I understand that completely, but you have to ask yourselves those vital questions. Fast fashion only exists because of us at the end of the day. We as consumers just can't have enough of fashion, and come on, could you blame us? We love our style, but we have to really consider that there's more to life than just us and the clothes we're wearing. That, you know, we have to care about our communities, our environment, the animals that are around us. As long as we open our wallets and give money to fast fashion brands, they're just gonna continue because, well, this person wants it and I'm gonna give it to them. That's the whole point of business, is that you're filling a gap or a need of a consumer that doesn't have what they want right now. But you need to ask yourself, do I really need these things? Do I really need to buy so much? Do I really need to get 5 colors of the one item? I've been guilty of that for sure. So what can you do today to fix that problem? First of all, and it's the easiest thing but also the hardest thing to, you know, the hardest pill to swallow, is to just stop shopping, even for a while. I stopped shopping in 2020. I bought absolutely no clothes in 2020 because I was so sick and tired of, you know, going down this sustainable fashion route and, you know, feeling bad about, you know, not getting new clothes the whole time, but then also at the same time being said, oh, you're only sustainable if you buy sustainable brands. But I'm like, no, I'm going to really completely make this my own. Like, I'm going to define what sustainable fashion means to me. So I just totally cut out shopping for a full year. I know it's not easy, I wouldn't expect everybody to do it, but if you are very serious about changing your ways, I would definitely advise you to do that first of all. I would advise you to not empty your wardrobe so often. Don't buy fleeting trends. make your own clothes. Go to Goodwill or to a charity shop, buy a material like an old duvet or beautiful napkins and bring them home and learn to sew yourself. This is what I did. This was like a piece of fabric I found in Goodwill and I made this beautiful top out of it. It's completely possible for you too. If you do need to buy something, try and buy secondhand. Check Depop, Vestiaire Collective. There's so many. So you will definitely find most of what you're looking for, especially the basic good pieces like denim jackets, leather jackets, wool coats. Alright, enough waffle from me. I hope I tried to explain what fast fashion is and the problems with it. If you're interested in checking out my next video, check it out here and the description is in the link below.